Hey, it's me, Sam from HI. Sorry to interrupt your party, I just had to see you. I had to apologize. I know you've heard it before. I show up at your door every year apologizing for not being able to read, write, or count. You'd be nuts to take me back after everything I've done. But I do want to be more honest, and that starts with setting the record straight. So here, in the pouring rain, are the dumbest mistakes Half as Interesting has made since our last video of all the dumb mistakes we made. Spelling is hard. In the past year, we've struggled to spell boulders, assessment, Oresund, St. Pancras, Los Angeles, access, that, and Central Florida. We also struggled with Cruzeiro, both in spelling and pronunciation. Also, some claim we misspelled Ronald Reagan, but that was just an homage to Gipper's noted love of Addison Rae. Like Reagan, we catch a lot of heat for being stupid/Americans, especially when we show a French envelope with a date stamped on it in month, day, year order. Kinda similar, in the video where we explain how you organize a container ship, we have the numbers here listed as bay, tier, row when they should be bay, row, tier, which we even say later in the video. Also, we have the tier wrong. This is in tier 6. Yeah, our graphics sometimes fell short. Like in this bar graph where this bar fell shorter than this one for some reason. Or here where we drop a baseball game on a Sunday while saying it's on a Monday, which is when it was. Or here when we're talking about money mules sending money around Canada, but we have them sending it to maybe the Dakotas? The trouble there was that we didn't have borders, so we put a thing in the wrong place. But sometimes we do have borders, and those are wrong too. Once we failed to include Croatia in the Schengen area. Then we missed showing Malta as part of the EU. We also dotted lined Crimea, but colored it with Russia rather than Ukraine, which I will own was not cool. In fairness, Putin himself promised me 10 bears if I did that, though he hasn't come through. People were pretty mad at us for that, but they were much madder about any and all errors we made re-Formula 1. One, when we showed the Singapore street circuit in our video about Crashgate, we showed the current layout rather than the one in use at the time with the Singapore sling. Two, I said that Renault finished the season in 7th when they actually finished 4th. The team that finished 7th was, well, also called Renault, kind of. And 3, at the beginning I said this. These guys made sure this guy won a Formula 1 race, making this guy lose a big trophy to this guy. But we mixed up our pictures of Lewis Hamilton and Felipe Massa, so here's that fixed for you. These guys made sure this guy won a Formula 1 race, making this guy lose a big trophy to this guy. We also showed this picture of Dan Rather and labeled it Jerry Killian. We showed Orange County, California when we meant Orange County, Florida. And we showed this when talking about the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway when any idiot with their eyes open knows that's the Bruckner Expressway in the Bronx. Now, I don't pick the footage, but I'm still the problem. I cannot pronounce words. Specifically, I cannot pronounce these places.
Seminole, Osceola, Volusia, St. Ignace.
But I've learned my lesson, so here goes nothing. Seminole, Osceola, Volusia, St. Ignace. And sometimes I just say the wrong word entirely. In our video about saturation divers, I said that the air cocktail the divers breathe has a higher concentration of oxygen than surface air. It's lower. I am also not good at math, units, and conversions. In our video about the Maha Kumbh Mela, I misstated what percent of the 660 million 58 million is. It's 8.7. In our video about Formula 1 track design, I listed 250 meters as being equivalent to 820 miles, which should have been 820 feet. Though an 820-mile F1 race is an interesting idea. I also said this machine uses 23 kilowatts of energy every hour, when in fact, every hour it uses an amount of energy equivalent to what 23 kilowatts of power would generate, because kilowatts do not measure energy, they measure power. Whoops. In this video about font detectives and document forgery, I said many typewriters in the 70s would have produced documents in Times New Roman. Untrue. The font existed at the time and word processors would have it, and typewriters would have similar but monospaced fonts. But TNR itself would be a very rare, if not impossible, find on a typewriter at the time. This is why I am not a font detective, just a fan. In this video about all the moon rocks on Earth, I did mention that China's brought some back on uncrewed missions, but missed one of the missions. So let's credit them 1.9353 more kilograms of moon. Also, because reading is hard, I said that Francisco Franco's mother lost Spain's moon rock. It was actually his grandson's mother, so his daughter or daughter-in-law. In this video about how Brazil curbed runaway inflation, in part by switching the whole country to a fake currency, we blame the construction of Brasilia for the inflation situation. That's true, but it's not the whole story. There were many causes for Brazil's hyperinflation in the latter half of the 20th century, including a recession, an oil crisis, a lot of debts, and you know what, just read this, it's got the deets. Some stuff I said was true, but outdated. In our video about the Lille loophole, we said that the Eurostar's solution was to have a secured car for all the Brussels to Lille passengers to make sure they all got off at the right place. But eventually they just stopped issuing Brussels-Lille tickets on trains that terminate in the UK altogether, so now everyone on London-bound Eurostars just go through British passport control. Maybe I should let my gorgeous writers put down the company card to personally go visit and test out all the stuff that we write about so they don't make mistakes like this. And that's a certified Sam opinion that they definitely didn't write for me. Maybe if they got out more, there'd be fewer mistakes in our video about crossing the Russian border from Europe. For one, they had me say that only citizens of Belarus or Russia are allowed free wandering across that border, but actually it's anyone with a visa to be in either place. Also, we didn't name every possible border crossing because, and we didn't make this clear enough in the video, we only focused on vehicle crossings. But there are places where you can cross on foot, like here in Narva, Estonia, during the day. There's even a bus that goes from Tallinn to St. Petersburg through there. The catch is that when the bus gets to Narva, you have to get out, cross the border on foot, then board another bus over in Ivangorod, so it's not technically a vehicle crossing, but it deserved a mention, and there it is. Woof, I've taken a lot of your time and haven't even gotten to the debatable errors. I'll admit, researching this video every year is a long, cold look in the mirror and the comments. By the way, y'all sometimes get things wrong too. You flamed me for including footage of Monopoly being played quote-unquote backwards, like you've never heard of the community chest card that sends you back 3 spaces. But a lot of the time, you're right, and you teach me new things. Like that this isn't camel case. If the first letter is capitalized, it's Pascal case. Or that begging the question is different from raising the question. Or my personal favorite, that the International Organization for Standardization, which I called the ISO, is actually meant to be called the ISO. It's not an acronym. True to its mission, they wanted their name to work in any language, so they decided their shortened names would be ISO, from the Greek isos, meaning equal or similar. I am sorry. I get so excited to tell you all new cool stuff that I make dumb mistakes. I want to be better, for you. And hey, think about all the good times. The stuff I got right, that then won you bar trivia or padded your small talk with your sister's boyfriend. Sure, you can't cite me in an academic paper or take me home to your parents, but we have fun together, don't we? So I'm asking for one more chance. Take me back, and I definitely won't be here again this time next year to go through all the new stuff I messed up. Definitely. What do you say? Oh, one more thing. Could you sign up for this video sponsor Nebula? It's a streaming service I started with some of your other favorite creators, and it's the best way to watch, well, everything we have to offer. First off, there's all the same videos we post here, but ad-free. But there's so much more. Bonus material, early releases, podcasts, and best of all, Nebula Originals. Creator-led projects you can't watch anywhere else. Originals are more ambitious and bigger budget than what we can do here on YouTube, and they're just really good. There's Maggie Mayfish's new kids show for adults, Amy's Denham Dreamhouse, the latest and greatest from Lindsay Ellis, and a few from the team here at Wendover, like our video essay series The Logistics of X, our tricky, twisty competition show The Getaway, and Abolish Everything, a comedy debate show where comedians and creators alike roast their pet peeves. All to say, there's so much good stuff going on over at Nebula, and it's all possible thanks to the support of our subscribers. So give it a go. Head to nebula.tv/HAI or click the link below to get 40% off an annual plan. All that for just a few bucks a month. Go, go, go!